We are advancing towards later stages of FC24 and we want to give you 3 underused overpowered mechanics that will make a huge difference in your gameplay. Especially in these days where pro player tournaments are taking place, these extra mechanics can become really crucial. Let's start with the player lock crosses. Why and when do we use them? Imagine being on the side with the winger and you have the perfect crossing angle, however your striker inside the box isn't in the proper spot to receive the cross. This is where you let go of your initial winger, take control of the striker and move him manually towards your desired spot. How? This is what we call player lock. You press the L3 and R3 buttons together and you will see that the triangle cursor above the player's head becomes a diamond. This shows you that you activated the player lock. Right afterwards, you need to switch to the player you want to cross the ball to by using the right analog stick switching. Then you need to move him manually towards your destination and then press the crossing button. However, there are a couple of things you need to watch out for. First, make sure your passer has enough space and room for the cross before the player lock. If he is being covered tightly, you won't be able to cross the ball even if you get the striker into the right spot. Secondly, make sure to have a good crossing angle. If you slide the face away from the intended target, there's a big chance that the cross becomes weak. However, the whip pass playstyle plus is very beneficial here. Even if you don't have the best angle, the cross can come in perfectly towards your target. Here is how I use it the most simple way. I get the ball on the side with my left wing back and see the crossing opportunity towards CR7, but I need him to receive the ball exactly at the point I want and the cross needs to be precise as well. So, player lock. Before activating the player lock, I give my left wing back a slight diagonal angle towards the upper side because this will be his movement direction right after I activate the player lock and he will actually continue going there until I switch to Ronaldo and cross the ball to him. Pressing the L3 and R3 buttons and right afterwards tapping the right stick towards Ronaldo's direction twice allows me to get to him. Then I start sprinting with him towards the box and briefly tap the crossing button. As you can see, the power of the whip pass plus works here perfectly and I can score an easy goal within the first touch on the ball. If you're unsure about the first time shots after crosses, there is another way. You can simply use the player lock cross and then head the ball directly towards the teammate for an assist. Lock towards the player you want to cross the ball to, and while the ball is traveling, take a look at the potential receivers. Here I want to cross the ball in towards CR7 again since he has aerial playstyle plus, which makes him very effective in the header duels. Player lock and cross the ball in. While the ball is traveling, I'm not sure if I can head the ball directly towards the goal or even control it, so I see the co-striker near me and quickly head the ball to him. This creates an easy scoring chance and I score the goal. This method could be also used with a long midfield player who has aerial capabilities. Here, instead of locking onto the strikers, I lock onto the midfielder and cross the ball to him, which is followed by a quick header towards the striker, which opens up a massive space, and that's an easy goal. On our application The Guide Plus, we have a detailed course on crossing, focusing on different aspects to master them with all of the little tricks. Check the links in the description and get one step ahead of the curve right now. Moving on to the next one now, the Flair Nutmeg pass. Flair Nutmeg is a skill move which can be done with 4-star skill move players and it can give you a sharp direction change depending the variation you choose. Simply hold on to the L1, R1 buttons together and push the right stick into a direction. However, combining a specific variation, which is the Flair Nutmeg 90 degrees towards the player's right or left with pass, creates an overpowered mechanic, which we eventually call the Flair Nutmeg pass. When you hold R1 and L1 together and push the right stick towards the side, your player pulls the ball rapidly towards himself and then pushes it towards the intended side. We want to use the first move to our advantage and skip the second because the first animation is so fast and we can't find any other skill move that pulls the ball back so rapidly to create a passing angle. We said we want to skip the second animation of pushing the ball towards the side and instead use a pass. To basically pull the ball back and in between two moves, press the passing button. That means you need to be precise with the timing of the input of the pass. If you time it badly, you will end up either executing the complete move or try to pass even earlier and break the whole mechanic. So the best time to press the passing button is right after your player touches the ball for the first time after executing the Flair Nutmeg. So the question is, when is the most effective time to use a Flair Nutmeg pass? In certain positions where the opposition defense overcommits to your running lane from the side, thinking he is covering both opportunities, you can execute the Flair Nutmeg pass. Pulling the ball towards the back allows you to dodge the side challenge of the opponent, which also directly creates the passing angle. dodge, and find. Let's see an example. As I receive the ball in a promising build-up, I have two options. I will either dribble with the ball or pass the ball towards a teammate. That is why the opponent remains exactly between multiple opportunities to control both of them. So I want to convince him that I will overcommit to the dribbling option and start sprinting in that direction. He takes the bait and rushes towards my running lane, leaving the other option open, but I still need to open up the passing angle, which is why I execute the Flair Nutmeg towards his side, and right after the initial move, I pass the ball towards the teammate who ends up scoring the goal. Practice makes perfect, so keep focusing on this method. Coming to our last method, what would you do if your opponent is in a crucial 1-versus-1 situation? You probably get the keeper out and pray for the best that he will miss the shot like this. But just look at this. I get the ball into a very decent shooting angle, already think about the goal celebration, but what the actual f***? The keeper is standing behind the line. Why would you do that? After seeing this and similar examples, I started using this as well, and instead of moving the keeper towards his side, I started pushing him back towards the goal, which apparently works. The only thing you need to do is to press down the R3 button and push it in a direction where your keeper makes a reasonable move towards your own goal. Even if it's a little push towards the back, it still works and gives your keeper more room to react with his reflexes. If you get caught while your keeper is in a bit in front, just push him back and see what kind of an impact it creates. Let me demonstrate. If the opponent takes the ball towards the upper side here and go for the finesse, he would definitely have a chance while the keeper is positioned like this. But you also see that I'm already on duty and press the R3 button towards my own goal, which makes my keeper go on the line. Now, on this angle, yes, the attacker moved a bit further, but my keeper has actually more power in terms of saving the shot in all angles. The attacker wants to go for the far post shot, but the well-placed keeper saves it with no problem. Here again, dangerous position. Instead of panicking and rushing out, I push the keeper towards the line and he saves an incredible shot. Implementing this to your gameplay is a bit hard, but successfully executing it will damage your opponent mentally. Don't ask me how or why. Have you found these tips useful? Then definitely check out our latest video that appears on your screen right now, where we give you 3 defensive tips that will make you defend like a pro. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, take care and peace.